Thank you for joining me today. My name's Angelo with Freedom Mobile Living, and today I just wanted to use this time to answer some questions I get on the YouTube channel regarding the Ride Local app and regarding some of the other questions they have on how to make remote income by rideshare. So the first question I have, so how much are you charging for the Ride Local business cards? Well, the business cards are given out free initially, and then after that, it's up to you to order them again. So if you want to order them, Ride Local really isn't making any money off it. It's about the convenience of getting the cards. If you want them to be made anywhere else, you can get them made anywhere you choose. That's entirely up to you. Another question is, how can a driver be sure that their individual expenses and gas costs would be covered by the income with Ride Local? Well, that's almost like saying, how can I ensure with Uber or Lyft or any app that I use that it's going to cover my expenses? Like I talked in a previous video about managing it, that's the number one. Well, we pay 100% fares, so you know the money is more than what Uber and Lyft is. The whole thing you have to do is build your riders. So as you build your riders and as we add riders to the platform, then it'll be more cost effective for you. But like with any business that you start, there's a learning curve to it when you first start, and it doesn't quite get exactly what you want. So it's really hard to do that, to know that it offsets it. I have done it many times. Other drivers have done it, and they've made profitability compared to other rideshare companies. Well, so another question is, are you paying the driver a fuel surcharge amount per ride? We don't do that. We give you 100% fares. Your fuel cost is your cost. That's your overhead for driving. So the best thing you can do is offset that by using maybe Get Upside to reduce your gas cost. Another way is to manage it so you're not driving 20 minutes to pick somebody up. And that really makes a big difference. So let's see, another question is, are there bonuses involved to help offset maintenance costs? There always will be bonuses that would be played. Now, do they offset your maintenance costs? I think you offset your maintenance costs is by getting 100% of your fares and your tips. So another question is, are all drivers and rides coming from them finding their own riders? That's part of it. I mean, that'd be crazy. See, you do with Uber and Lyft, and they go out and get you every rider. So guess what you pay? You pay them 60%, and you get a measly old 40. Why? You don't have a lot of effort into it. So with Ride Local, yes, you do go out and get your own riders. The reason being is because it's about relationship forming. So when you get a rider, it's not just a rider. It is a relationship you're forming from Ride Local, your platform, to that rider itself. So that's how you develop the relationship. With Uber and Lyft, the problem with it is you get the different ones all the time, so you can't ever build your platform because you can't ensure that you're going to get that particular rider for your platform. With Ride Local, we tie you in with a rider, so when you get a rider, you'll keep that rider. The only time that anybody else would have that rider is if you're not on the clock. So if you're not online, in order to satisfy customers, yes, we have other drivers, because it's a network of drivers, other drivers that'll pick it up. Same for them. If they're offline and they get things that come through, then another driver will satisfy that. There are nice things about the app is that you can toggle it off, so if you're offline, you'll still get requests. So if you had a rider, your particular rider, and you decide to take it, go ahead and take it. Another question, will Ride Local also send out ride requests from riders not initially founded by the drivers? Of course. We do everything through Google Ads. We do everything on SEO and keyword search and analytical. So we are driving business to you. Another thing we have a marketing manager that actually goes out there and places cards in specific spots, like hotel rooms, maybe treatment facilities, maybe medical facilities, where they have a lot of rides on frequency from the patients. So that's what we do. We build relationships within the community in order to get them to use the Ride Local. Why would they do it? It's cheaper. Also, it's safer and more reliable. Another question I have is, are the drivers doing all the building of their individual rides? I've already explained this earlier. No, they're not. They are somewhat responsible because it's their platform. But we tie in partnership with all the drivers, and we all help each other to build the platform so we can have a more reliable, more safer ride for the riders, as well as a cheaper ride, because everybody's penny pitching and trying to save costs. That's when Ride Local comes in. Now, how is that determined? It's based on the market. Each market is different. So we do Uber and Lyft. We check out what the market is and what they're paying. And from that, we devise our pricing. And it's based on mileage and time. And also, one thing nice about it is that you also get a cancellation fee if a rider does cancel. Let's see. If the drivers are finding their own riders, then why would they not just perform private trips instead of turning those riders over to the Ride Local app, where a booking fee will be deducted from the ride payments? Well, let's say you're a driver for Uber or Lyft. Let's say you go out there and you start building a side hustle, right? You start building your own riders. Number one, it's against the law. Number two, it's unethical. And there's nowhere for you to manage it. So if you have a bunch of riders, the only way you can manage it is by some app. You have to manage it in some way. Ride Local is giving you that. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. It's entirely up to you. Is it for everybody? No. We don't want anybody who's not interested in building their platform. We don't want anybody who's interested in partnership with not only Ride Local, but also the other drivers, because as we partnership, we become stronger, and because the drivers have the influence on how the Ride Local app is functioning. The other thing is that Ride Local does all the background stuff for them. They do everything to increase awareness, increase exposure, and transparency to the public. So it's a partnership with us, and that doesn't cost you. So Google AdWords don't cost you. Initially, your cars don't cost you. You don't cost for background checks, for inspections. There's no cost to you. So I don't know how better Ride Local can do it for you. So maybe if you have that kind of question and you're that apprehensive, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you should still drive with the rideshare that you're driving right now. The thing is I see everybody complaining and bitching about it. You can't bitch. You got to change things. If you do the same thing, nothing changes. You got to do something different to make things change. So if you're interested in building your own platform, we encourage you to go ahead and go on. The best way for a driver to do is go on our website, www.ridelocalfl.com, and then go down to Become a Driver tab. Go ahead and hit on that tab, and it'll come down, and then there'll be a form to fill out. Now, the one thing nice about that film, it's all inclusive. So in order for us to do your background check, it's got the information for that. And we ask you to fill out every field. And then once we do that, if we have 5 drivers in that area or it's open, we'll go ahead and process your background check. And that takes anywhere from 2 to 3, sometimes 5 days. And we'll get back with you on that. The other thing is, if you don't have 5 drivers in that city, then go ahead and fill it out. And then once we get 5, we will alert you, because we're going to run background checks. And then we're going to prepare to start having an onboarding session to open up that platform in that city. I appreciate you tuning in. I know you can do a lot of other things besides tuning in to me. And I appreciate you do that. I don't take that lightly. I take that to heart. And I really appreciate you doing that. If you'd like to comment on the bottom and let me know who you're driving for, what rideshare have you tried, what have you been dissatisfied with. So go ahead and hit the thumbs up to like the video, hit my subscription, and that way other people can get to know about a rideshare company that has the driver's interest at hand. We pay 100% fares and tips. There's no cost to the rider or the driver. The rider pays its own booking fee, so the driver doesn't have to deal with that. And that just supports Ride Local in order for us to build the platform, modify it, improve on it, and also add to some of the marketing that we're doing. Thanks again for tuning in. And if you'd like to hit that subscription bell, go ahead and do that. And that way I'll alert you at the next video that comes out. Thank you. Have a great day. And thanks for tuning in to me. Thank you. Bye-bye.